My name is Maureen Lewis, and I'm a retired teacher. And welcome to my channel, Lew Stories, where I tell you about my experiences inside the classroom and outside. Now, today I'm going to talk about my boss, Mr. Johno. I know you have all been waiting for stories about Mr. Johno, but I'll only tell a few today, more in the future. Now, before we had an electric bell, whenever it was time for classes to change, he would come out and ring the bell, big heavy bell, But at the end of lunchtime, he would walk round and round the school, every crevice and every corner, because he didn't want any boy to say he didn't hear the bell. And so he'd walk, man, ringing the bell, ringing the bell, ringing the bell. And then one day, it was election time, and the bell is, as you know, is associated with one of the political parties. So when he was there, ring the bell down by the canteen, which was near to the road beside the school. A man jumped on the wall and said, "Ring it, teacher, ring it!" And of course, he was not amused because he did not belong to that party and he did not support that party. Now, one day, he took me to a cricket match. I hate cricket. Cricket is the most boring game in creation. I don't understand it. I don't know anything about it. I mean, I know something because there are some very silly terms associated with cricket. But it did nothing for me. So we had this cricket match against Georges that was being played over Georges at Emmett Park. So I was there and I sat and I watched and I was bored out of my skull. Although I was bored and I wanted to show a little interest, so I turned to Mr. John and said, "How many goals have they scored?" And he laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed and didn't answer me. So I didn't know what was so funny. But the next day he went to chapel and he told the boys how he took Mrs. Lewis to cricket. And she asked how many goals were scored. And the boys laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh and carry on and roll on the floor. So I said, "What is the problem?" So a boy beside me said, "Miss, in cricket you don't have goals, you have runs." I said, "Oh, that's true. But you people don't have to carry on like that. I don't go on like that when you make mistakes." Well, yes, I go on like that when you make mistakes, but I mean, sometimes you people can stay with me, I mean, I am not a boy and I'm not a sports fan. So, another story about Mr. Johno. I was in a class one day and we were doing the abolition of slavery. So, I decided that we'd have a debate. On the one side, you have the abolitionists who are saying that slavery should be abolished. And on the other side, you had the planters who wanted to keep slavery. So they would debate and tell their side of the story, and of course everything got interested and heated and, as boys are, of course it got a little loud and boisterous. And Mr. Johnson came to the window and we looked up and we saw him, so he paused. And he said, he came in to tell us that the principal of a school down the road said we're to keep it down because we're disturbing his school. No, I didn't think that we were that loud, and I didn't think that he needed to exaggerate that much. But the boys found it funny. I didn't. Tasties that sell patties, as you know, they opened a branch downtown. We loved patties, so he would go down and buy patties for us. So of course, he came to be known as the Patty Man. And, we used to call him that, but he didn't hear of it. And then when he heard, he said, "Look here, I don't mind you call me the Patty Man, but make sure that when you're calling me that, make sure you emphasize that is Patty Man." Okay, enough said. Now, one day, he was always dragging me places, so this day, he went to see his parent that live in Allman Town. And, he pulled up at the house and she was there outside washing. Now, there is nothing strange about that except the fact that she had on a half slip. Nowadays, people don't know about slips because people don't wear slips anymore. But when I was young, you used to have half slips that start at the waist down to, in case your dress was see-through, so that, to protect your privacy. And of course, if the top was see-through as well, you'd wear a full slip that started at the shoulder and go down. And she had on a half slip. So when we came out of the car and we approached her, realized that all she had on was a half slip. Now some people would have on the half slip and pull it up to here. She didn't. She had it at her waist. And of course, when Mr. Johnson approached her, and you realize he looked up in the sky, and he was there looking up in the sky and talking to her. And I'm dying laughing because, as I said, all the lady had on was a half zip. She was everywhere else was exposed. Now, if your son teacher come, your son vice principal come to your house and you have on a half zip, you think that you'd run inside and no, she was there. So what happened, teacher? And she's so glad to see you. And says, my son, teacher, you know. And they're jingling all over the place. It was hilarious. Yeah, that's a final story for today. So until next time, bye. Remember to like, subscribe, share.